Hi, and welcome. Today I'm harvesting the comfrey leaves. It's one of my favorite plants. This perennial brings nutrients up from the depths of your soil due to its deep tap roots for other plants to access. It is rich in macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and micronutrients such as calcium and magnesium. I will be using the harvested leaves to make Comfrey tea fertilizer. In terms of harvesting, cut them down to a couple of inches above the soil. Start with the outer leaves first and avoid cutting the crown. The plant will resprout faster, and that is just earlier in the season. I've been experimenting with Comfrey for a few years now. I first planted some in front of the hoop house to prevent soil erosion. They did not do well there. They were scorched during the summer months. I moved them to another location the following year facing the southern sky and with increased irrigation. I encountered the same issue. This year, I started some off from roots in this raised bed area. This raised bed has a built-in shade structure. With the partial shade option, they performed well. I have the sterile Russian Bocking 14 Comfrey. In 2 years, although these variety do not flower, the roots will spread. So in 2 years or so, I will be dividing the comfrey roots. Comfrey is a must-have in the garden. It's excellent for the compost pile, livestock feed, mulch, and ground cover. You could use it as a foliar spray to prevent powdery mildew and compost as a compost activator. This plant is also used for food and medicine. It is also used as a poultice for sprains, bruises, and bone injuries. Being in their first year here, this is a small harvest. I contemplated my options to utilize the harvested leaves at the top of the list, such as making powder, some comfrey leaf powder, or adding them directly to the compost as an activator. But I decided to make compost tea with this harvest. So in terms of the tea, there are many options in terms of doing so, but I picked the simplest option that I could think of, and that is I place the leaves in a 5-gallon bucket to make that compost tea, and then I fill the container with water. I know that some people add a rock so that the leaves could be at the bottom, but I found or discovered from others that that was not necessary. I put the harvested leaves in the bucket as is, so I did not cut them or shred them up. But note, however, chopping or shredding the leaves makes the breakdown process faster. And then the bucket is covered to contain the scent and to keep, pests away. I'm allowing it to steep for 6 weeks, but I'll monitor it in the interim just to see, if it's ready before that time. Hopefully, though, by that time, it becomes a paste. Shown here, you could already see a greenish brown liquid. The leaves are not mushy. They're not mushy as yet. So I have a couple weeks to go. I just started with this process. But once the concentrate is ready, I will have an idea of the concentrate to water ratio. That's when I do the fertilizer, but I'll give you an update on that. I'll leave it covered in direct sunlight, and I will continue to monitor the mixture. You could apply other methods, as I mentioned, to make the concentrate. You could pour hot water on the leaves and allow it to steep. Then you could strain and use. Additionally, you can let the leaves break down without the water addition in one compartment. and then allow drainage from that compartment to a collecting compartment. Okay, there are a lot of options in that. Have you used Comfrey as a fertilizer? I welcome your comments. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe.